Romanian traditional blouse needlework chronicles. The sun is your friend, so bloom and shine. We gave the cherry on top, the metallic accents.
They look so precious, maybe intimidating for beginners, I don't know. But I just showed you that it only takes a few minutes to add these precious accents on your shirt. So don't stay away. If you see a pattern that is full of glam, don't let it intimidate you. It's very easy to solve everything with very simple stitches and with the right materials. Metallic thread, sequins and flat band tail. I will zoom in a little bit because it's something that requires patience and attention to details. So the thread is not really very visible. I like this feeling of depth that I get if I see just a little bit the middle. Look how they show only a bit. I'll take the sequin. I add it on the needle, which is fine, number 26. In a few minutes you will see your project shining, and especially if you work on a sunny day. Get to make you happy pretty soon. They cover the fabric quite quickly. Don't underestimate the quantity of sequins you will need. I started with quantity of 50 grams, but I expect that it might lead to 70 because I want to have rich chest. I want to add many sequins on the chest as well, maybe more than the printed pattern shows. So I'm ready to use maybe 70, maybe 80 grams in the end. It's a bridal shirt. Nobody expects to make savings on such a project. You have to give the best. And maybe we have the chance to be healthy, happy, to have peace and everything, and have the opportunity to work on another pattern in the future. So this is not our last chance to shine. But there's no room for modesty here. That's the point, to be glamorous and celebrate. And we're doing just that. I think you have an idea now about how to place the sequins. It's not difficult, just requires patience. You have to be careful not to break the needle, which is very fine, and it might break in the sequins. Here they are. So again, I'm using sequins with 5 millimeters in diameter, golden shade, needle number 26, and the same cotton yarn I've been using for making the borders. Therefore, even if a little bit of thread is visible, it will just blend in the same shade. I'm not worried. Some of you ask me, why did I use this shade for the borders and not silk? Well, because I knew that I'm going to fix the sequins this way. So somehow none of my decisions was really spontaneous. Every choice was made thinking in advance what are going to be the next steps. I knew that I'm going to place sequins here, and I knew that I will fix them this way. This is why I made the choice. So I think it's the moment to start working with a metallic thread. But let's enjoy just a little bit more of this sparkle, snake skin effect. You can see the light is reflected by the changing position of the sequins. Let's work the metallic thread. We're going to use chain stitch, very simple, cute technique. But let's see how we fix the metallic thread in the needle. It is a very fine yarn thread. It is a very fine thread, fragile. It might break because of too much friction, so we are going to fix it with a loop in the eye of the needle. I will remove the fabric a little bit in order to show you properly. I have a knot here at the end of the thread, and I push through the eye of the needle. Okay, and with this loop I have it fixed. And the chain stitch is very simple. There are actually several techniques for working this universal stitch. We push forward and make this loop. Don't pull very hard. With a thumb from the other hand, we make space and we push the needle through the same place we came out previously. We go forward and this cute little loop is created. Again, in and out. Going forward through the loop. We try to make small steps. I will zoom in. So I push the needle through the same place I came out previously. I come out forward, and the thread is forming this loop. And again, actually you can hear the noise. That's because the thread is really metallic. There is friction. And now, before changing the direction, I want to make sure I fix this loop here as it is. I return here to this place. I go in, it's very fast. Once you get used with holding the thread with the left thumb, everything is so easy. We fix the loop and we move on to the next bud. Push in, out, and pass through this loop. In, out, through the loop, forward. With small steps in order to have delicate loops. Don't try to work with very long yarns. The friction is going to work on them. They are fragile, they might break. Better with shorter threads, but with no risk of accidents. I like this technique very much. It's one of my favorites, and I dream about making a shirt from moss gel, which requires really a lot of chain stitch with metallic thread. I love it. So now for the other two buds, I'm going to start with a new thread. The mission is completed. You can see it's quick and efficient. In order to get this precision, you might like to practice a bit on maybe using a cotton thread for start, and then after you get used with taking equal steps, not adding too much tension in the loops, you can proceed into working with a metallic thread as well. Again, this is real metallic thread from India, as well as the sequins are really metallic sequins. There is no plastic here. So now the only thing left to be added is the flat band, the tel, selma as it is called in India, serma maybe in Turkish. This term was used also in Romania, and now I will dedicate the next minutes to explaining what I know about this this material, almost forgotten in Western European embroidery. Working with this material that we call tel, it's selma in Jaipur. This is the way I found it. Maybe sırma is metallic thread in Turkish, word that we borrowed in Romanian vocabulary. This is used in several ways. In Indian embroidery, this material, precious and difficult to work with, it never goes on the back side of the fabric. So practically it stays on top of a fabric. We bend it and fix it with other yarn in order to make it stay, and it all remains on the face of the fabric. But maybe because Romanian ladies got this material, maybe they saw some work with it, they wanted to try it, but they didn't know the technique, they didn't have a chance to talk to somebody, or maybe they just took it from Turkish. They passed this band through the fabric with a special needle, as it is in Turkey, because that is a special fabric. It's a very fine fabric with different density, and you can simply pass with this band through the eyes of the fabric, which are very big. But look, in India, when I asked about this type of needle, they looked at me in disbelief. They didn't hear about such a needle, and I have tried to show you that I can fix it in the eye of a normal needle, and I can pass it through the fabric with ease. As you see, it's no real problem. And then I will bend it. It's too long. I will bend it like this. I will use my nail a little bit, and it's going to stay. And now I'm going to use the needle in the most usual way as possible. I don't need a special needle, not at all, as you can see. But again, this material was not invented to pass it through the fabric. I'm doing this just a test, just to show you that we don't really need a special needle. This was the same needle I used until now. So I'll try to fix it on the back of the fabric. And that's it. So as you see, here I am with my accent created with tell without using a special needle. Let's try it again. Let's try a different shape. I'll try something like a star until I will decide what I really like. Can consider this a test. Look, I fix it in the eye of the needle, and that's it. With no problem to pass it through the fabric. I will allow the thread, this flat band, to keep its flexibility. I will respect that. And see. No problem at all. Perfect. I like it like this. I will do all the other accents this way. I prefer to have diagonals on top because they have a longer area to reflect the light, not interrupted by crossing over of verticals and horizontals, which are shorter lines. So I will do the verticals first, and I will remain with longer lines, the diagonals, on the visible part. Because you see here it's fragmented, so I will remove this and create all the accents like this. We'll repeat together. I pass it underneath to fix it, back and forth. Cut it, and that's it. Basically I could finish it on top of a fabric and hide the edge underneath the accent, but what I know about myself is that I'm not going to be disturbed by this accent when I wear the shirt. I used to wear something similar before. Maybe it would be wise to see which is the best length for this band and cut all the segments at once. Okay, again I'll try to zoom in. So with a normal needle I pass through the fabric, I bend this edge which is going to stay hidden underneath, and now slowly, using the flexibility, respecting the flexibility of this band, I will move, covering the area once, twice, I have one diagonal. Let's try one more. Okay. And now I will stay on the back of the fabric in order to fix the band there, and that's it. Quite easy. It looks so scary, but it's not. It's just a legend. Ready with a second accent. It's not really so difficult. You need confidence, you need to try to observe the material, the way it behaves. Okay, and the third pad. The first line, making sure I fix the edge. Slightly angled line. Not really a perfect diagonal, not yet. Now I'm done. Underneath, few minutes to create such a beautiful accent on the top of the bud. Okay, quite a quick progress. Who would have thought? I have started to add the sequins on the sleeves as well, under the altezza, sub-altezza, and I'm almost finished with the chest. One half is already done and I'm quite pleased with it, although I did not respect the exact position as indicated in the printed pattern. I tried it, I didn't like it, and I've decided to do it my way, which is not a mistake, by the way. As we can see, we are using a different method compared with the altezza. Where we have something like snake-like. Here on the chest, the thread is visible, and I'm going to show you how it's done. To be honest, I prefer it like this because I like the accent of color that the thread is bringing, and this is usually valid for when I use larger sequins, like in this case 5 millimeters in diameter, and the same applies here. And I used a darker shade for the thread, just because I also have this darker shade in the embroidery, in the silk embroidery, but I used the familiar shade of cotton for golden threads. So let's see how this is done. Very easy. You just have to have some patience. It's not always as fast as you like, but the effect is wonderful, I think. So I start not from the edge of the pattern, but I start from the place where the middle of the sequence is going to be. I pass it through the needle, I place it onto the fabric. Now I go on the edge and I pass forward where I'll have the next middle. Let's enlarge the image, let's zoom. So now I add the other sequin. I fix it here and I move forward where the last sequence middle is going to be. In order to pass easily through the fabric, I bend it like this, making easier for the needle to pass. I arrange the sequin properly on the fabric. I move to the next one. I connect it with the previous and I'm out. I'm out and ready to fix it here, and I'm going to move where the next middle is going to be, make it easier for the needle to pass through, bending the fabric. Go with the first sequin. I fix it here. I move forward. Move the second. I prepare the place for the third. Making it easier for the needle, and I'm done. I move to the next diagonal. Here we go again. I took too many. And I'm done. So you see, it's not at all so difficult, and once you find your ideal path and your best moves, you just repeat them. Usually when working on shirts like this, I choose a Sunday to take care of the sequins like this, because it doesn't take longer than a day if you do it properly, and it keeps, my hands keep some sort of memory of gestures. So I prefer to do it let's say more organized in time, to have the whole process in one day if possible. Memory of gestures is quite important if you want to gain speed, because after so many weeks, if I would be to work on Altizza right now, it would take me time to readapt to whatever I was doing. So you see, I have another two and I'm done. Let's see for the sleeve how I do it. So let's see for this beautiful V shape, angled shape. It's very dynamic, and I know that many people would feel reluctant to combine. Now see, I made a mistake here when working on the smoking, but it's going to be covered by this. I didn't bother to correct it. I was just hoping it will be covered by sequins, more or less. I'm not too stressed about such little mistakes like this, because I could see women in the past didn't seem to care very much either. They just left everything as it was. with great honesty. I mean, okay, I made a mistake, but it's not a tragedy. I'm counting the threads now in order to keep the parallel line. So I always push in the middle between two yellow threads. See, this is also done very quickly. It's ideal to find the right step, not to get the sequins too close to each other. I mean, there is an ideal distance. Because otherwise they would get crowded. You can adjust this step according to the size of the fabric, with the density of the fabric and size of the sequins. I'm still wearing the little March thread, Marzișor. I have a white and a red thread and a very fine gold thread here, because I'm now I'm always following this very old custom we have, which is also part of the UNESCO Intangible List. It's some sort of spring talisman to keep us protected in this moment of passing between winter and spring, around the spring equinoctium, when the day equals night. And the weather can change rapidly. You can have freezing, and then you can have 30 degrees, 25, okay, maybe not 30, but your immune system is, let's say, more vulnerable after a difficult winter, and you need vitamins, you need sun, and it's quite common to catch a cold. So women used to prepare such threads for people to wear, children, even the babies of the animals were protected, let's say, by this thread, protected against the unseen evil, which is always in the critical moments. So we're supposed to wear this thread until we are sure that the spring is here. Of course, now we have a calendar to tell us when the spring is here. But in the past, it was important for people to see a clear sign of spring. And this might be, according to different regions, this might be the arrival of the traveling birds, migratory birds, or trees in bloom. Or here in the south of Romania, you have to wear this thread until you see a rose in bloom. And you untie your thread and you transmit the protection to a tree or the rose bush itself, but also you can wrap it around a little branch of a cherry tree, let's say. And then you make a wish, and the tree will the tree is supposed to send these energy vibes, your wish, into the ground through its roots, but into the air also through its bloom and bees. So you make sure that the entire universe knows your intentions. So, getting closer to the edge. I like it very much, this mix of gold and silver. And you might say, no, I prefer to wear only one color of shining metal, shining sequins. I prefer just gold. And I remind you that gold color for the sequins is a symbol for the sun, while the silver color is a symbol of the moon. And if you look around us, we cannot have only day, only sunlight. There is a rhythm between days and nights. So if we want to bring the sun onto our shirt through these gold sequins, we must also take the moon, because we don't want to break the natural order. We must be aware there is sun, there is moon, there is sun, there is day, there is night, there is day, and so on. There is meaning in everything we do, and I think this is one of the best criteria for beauty, or for value in this case, that every gesture is meaningful as well, and it allows you time to think about it, especially in a moment like this when day and night are going to be equal. So the sun and the moon are going to be equally powerful. So this moment is coming soon. But on my shirt, it's already happening. Sun and moon are equally important. I was not a big fan of sequins in the first place. I mean, I found it awkward to add so much shine to a piece of clothing. But since I know the story, I must respect it. I need sun and moon into my life. I have to give them the right place on my shirt as well. Everything has to be on my shirt. The buds, the earth, the sun and the moon. Without them, the story would be not complete. I like to use the same needle all the time. I'm a bit lazy in that matter. And look at it, because it's already warm. Here in Bucharest we had almost 28 degrees, I don't know. My fingers are sweaty, and the needle lost its shine, oxidates. Yay. In the summer this happens very quickly. My chemistry, your chemistry will influence your needle. So you see, very soon I'll be done. When I'm about to finish a shirt, I don't throw the needle away. I put it, I have a cemetery of needles at home in a box. I think it's dangerous to throw a needle in the garbage. But also I like to keep my needles because they are my friends. They supported me along the way. And I don't throw them away. I wonder what are you doing with your needles when they're not so shiny anymore. So I'm always bending the fabric, making the needle pass through this little hole with a perpendicular angle. You see, this is why I'm squeezing the fabric to make a better way. So this is my last sequin for this angle. And we'll come out and hold it from the other side as well. And I'm done.